manager of The Cure was tax exiling on his yacht for 2 years, so I didn't see him for over a year, I think. But there was a young guy there that was really into electronic stuff, and he steered me into, and I'd never really, since I'd been in the studio, although I was doing demos of like Human League stuff, once I was in that studio, it was a big, expensive studio, so there weren't a lot of people doing synth stuff. It was more live bands. So what I was going to say, yeah, he steered me towards this small label. That basically he persuaded them that I should engineer something, and that led to, there was a band called Bomb the Bass. He had this young guy had a #1 album at the time, and I think just before the album came out, I was introduced to him, and I mixed a couple of songs off that.
Yeah.
And then he asked me, he said, I've met this great, this woman called Nana Cherry. Do you want to make a record with me, with her? And so we did that, and that was my very first sort of co-production, which was quite early on, and I only had like an Atari computer and Cubase.
Yeah.
It was pre-digital audio, and I had one sampler, and I went in with Tim, who was a DJ, and he did some scratching and put some stuff off records, just little bits of sounds from records and stuff. And we did that, and that became a hit. So that was, so I was lucky to get in there as a producer, and and I got royalties on that record, and it sold quite a few million copies, I think. I mean, that song was #2 in America, in the main chart in America. So that basically set me up for doing pop electronic stuff, which led to Erasure.
Yeah.
The Depeche Mode remixes with Tim from Bomb the Bass. But then the main Cure guy came back from his tax exile. He came back just in time to hear Nana Cherry's album just before his going out, and he said, I really like this, and he signed the publishing. So he signed her partner and her manager guy and co-writer. He signed his publishing, so he did well on the publishing. And he said to me, I need to introduce you to Robert Smith, from The Cure. So that led to me meeting Robert, which led to me mixing a song called Lullaby was the first one, which is a great, it was just a brilliant track to do a new, different mix for radio from the album version. And then I ended up mixing all the radio versions from this one album, Disintegration, which was a fantastic record. And then I went on to mix the whole of the album after. Plus I did a lot of remixes for them as well.
Yeah.
So that's, it was just crazy set of coincidences and being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, that's basically all the questions I have. That's really great for my project, and it's really good for me to just learn some stuff about the industry. So thank you a lot.
Well, the other crazy bit was that there was a link between Carlene Carter was not a very nice person.
Yeah.
And she was married